Okay, Birds World Live has a excellent interview lined up for you today. We are via phone with the super successful head coach of the Johnsburg High School Skyhawk football team, Dan DeBoeuf. Coach Dan DeBoeuf, you are a friend of mine and one heck of a successful dude up there. Tell us how you're feeling today.
Yeah, appreciate that. Very nice words. I'm feeling great. You know, we've had a really good week of practice so far up to this point, and it's exciting. You know, you got a great group of kids, and you literally can't wait for the end of the day every day to get out to the practice field.
Right. The one thing I've been impressed with your program for the last couple of years, for my viewers, I should say listeners, who are familiar with you and your team, your first year was 2015-16. You went 8-3.
Yep.
Made the playoffs. 16-17 last year was a fantastic year, 13-1, all the way down to the finals, and lost a hard-fought game, but never lost hope or the attitude. And then all of a sudden this year, 9-0, heading into Saturday at Johnsburg, 6 o'clock versus number 16 seed Urban Prep for the Chicago Public League Inglewood. First of all, 30-4 is a darn good record. It's a good start. You obviously last year was so darn successful until the end. Is there any comparison from this team to last? Because of the fact that you look at the guys you lost, some of our best buddies, Joe, Alex, Riley, so on and so forth. Are the teams made up differently? Give my listeners a little bit of an idea what the difference is between the two clubs.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that you asked that because I think that they're both really, really good teams, but in their own way. Mm-hmm. Even kind of the way that we play our game. And I'll give our kids this year credit that we changed quite a few things in the off season and this summer to try to meet the talents and the needs of the guys we had this year as opposed to the year before. And they were coachable and took those things and those new schemes and have really ran with them. You know, it's talking about our previous year when you got a back like Alex who ended up, being on the all-time list. You really want to kind of schedule what you're doing around his strengths. And we were pretty experienced and big up front last year as well. So we kind of used that as our main key. And then this year we knew that, we had the skill as far as receivers go, and we had really big confidence in Adam Jaco to be able to sling that ball around a little bit. So we changed some things up, and it's worked out really well for us. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Mr. Jaco. I know he was a big part of your 13-1 team because he was the kicker, and but he was backing up the man, Mr. Buchanan. So he has really stepped up. Tell us what it feels like for a coach and a mentor to see Adam blossom this year.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. He's been a lot of fun to coach, and realistically, he makes us look like we know what we're doing more than what we actually know what we're doing, which is good.
I like it, yeah.
But he was a big part of our team last year. He started at corner and had 5 or 6 interceptions last year, and hit the game-winning field goal to beat Chicago Phillips, which is pretty incredible. But we knew what we had with him, or we thought we knew. I guess you really don't know until the live bullets start going. But we were expecting him to have a really big year, and he's had that year. If you look at his stat line, I mean, he's thrown for 2,300, 34 touchdowns, and 3 picks, and that's really with him only playing in the first half of,
almost
7 of the 9 games. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So he's been on fire.
Yeah, well, and we just discussed previous that the all-conference list will not be from the Kiswaukee River be released till after the playoffs. But I am not a betting man, but I'm going to bet Mr. Jaco will find his way onto that list somehow, some way.
Yeah, probably pretty good bet.
Along with a couple of your other guys. Tell us what you know about your opponent. You got a 6 o'clock game on a Saturday. I think it's the perfect time to play this time of year at your lovely field. What do you know about Urban Prep Inglewood?
We don't know a whole lot. We got, you get your film exchange, and usually we do our film exchange right after the previous game, and we ended up not exchanging film until Monday. So we know that they're really athletic. They've got some guys that have some speed, and if you don't tackle well, they can definitely make some plays in the open field. we're going to lean heavily on our special teams play, just like we did in the playoffs last year, and we're going to hang our hat on being super disciplined and playing really aggressive on both offense and defense. So, I think if we play well, it should be a good matchup for us. But they definitely have some athletes to where if we don't play well, they'll be able to make some plays.
Yeah, I did check out as much as I could about them, and they seem like they have a lot of speed and such. But tell you what, let's show a little love to the Kiswaukee River Conference, which since it's opened, you kind of own it, at least in football, and actually Johnsburg owns it in a lot of sports. But why don't you help my listeners give us a little bit of your expertise on Woodstock North. They travel to, they're 5A, they're a little bigger than you, obviously. They're going to Lemont. Tell us about Woodstock North. They played you very, I'm thinking, they played you, no one played you very close, but they were one of the teams that played you close. What can you tell me about Woodstock North?
Well, it's interesting because they're going to play my alma mater. That's where I'm from, is Lemont. So they got they got their program rolling down there. But as far as Woodstock North goes, I think that they're coached really well. I think that their coach does a really good job of preparing their kids, and I think they're tough. I think they show a lot of toughness with how they play. I do know that they've had some injuries. I know they lost Colin Mergel, who's a really, really tough option quarterback. That I know that we were really concerned about him when we played him, and I think he broke his leg week 8.
Oof. Yeah.
So he was a really tough kid. So it'll be interesting to see if they can battle through that injury. And I would assume that they'll play tough, hard-nosed football and keep it close and see what happens.
Yeah. Go to the the third team from the Kiswaukee. We got your arch rival, RB, who kind of started the season under a little bit of a different circumstance than they're used to, but still 6-3, which is a darn good record. They're staying at 4A, same as you guys, but they are going to Urban Prep Bronzeville. They're 7-2, a 7 seed. Tell me, I'm picking games here and there. I like RB to win this one. I don't know that much about Bronzeville, but I don't know. Yeah, RB is pretty good.
Yeah, I think Bronzeville is very similar to Englewood as far as I've had a chance to see their film because they played each other. And there's a similar makeup where they've got some good athletes and can definitely make some big plays. I think the thing that's in Richmond's favor is they like to control the clock with that offense, and I think that slows down the game, which I think will work in their favor. And I'm sure they'll play disciplined, and they got a pretty good fullback and linebacker over there at Richmond, and I would assume that he'll probably have a pretty big game.
Excellent. All right, sir. Well, I don't want to put a whammy on you, but hopefully we can speak again maybe next week and talk about how the IHSA brackets are treating you. Please tell your team that Burgsville Live has always been behind them. We love our Skyhawks, even though we live in Lake in the Hills.